offensively.
Van Vliet catch and shoot for three. Off the side of the rim and out of bounds.
And so they're just going to say, all right, Toronto, you're going to have to beat us with your half-court execution.
So far they haven't, shooting 35% from the floor. 2 of 8 from 3. Powell will pull up. It's blocked. They got it down to 9 early in the second quarter. Van Vliet off the Gasol screen, fires away, around and out. Cleared by...
To see Cantor smiling on the bench, even though he's not first in off the bench at center, that's awesome.
And Nick Nurse was trying to decide, do I play Ibaka and Gasol together? Because I want to, but with Boston going so small, cannot. Here's Ibaka for 3. It can't. At that time, he had made 2 early.
Right, they drove and kicked and did what they do. We let them score in transition. It's going to be a long series for us. We got to get back and get our D set.
And what do you want, folks?
He's got such a steady demeanor. And, you know, we've talked all day, Dave, about how difficult this has been on the players, and appropriately so. But the players are about to be allowed their families here. So those are numbers you take from your center position and feel really good about.
Tyson, the Time Lord, print a T-shirt. Here's Powell for 3. Offensively, certainly from three-point range in that first-round series. How about Kemba Walker? His first career playoff double-double. But again, he hadn't played.
Couldn't have more respect for the way they've handled themselves, conducted themselves. And the high level of play has just been a treat for us.
Here's Siakam from outside. No good. He is 1 for 5. Boston lost to Milwaukee in the conference semis a year ago after making the conference finals in both 2017 and 2018. But losing to LeBron James's Cavaliers both time. That's the other thing about
you know, the things that's going on in this world and trying to comprehend with your kids. And so it was really emotional. It was really tough for us. But
Brown then didn't play. Matt Thomas seemed to get his minutes. Like, you know who the 7 guys are for the Raptors. The 8th is an interesting one, night by night.
Davis, 23-year-old rookie out of Ole Miss, was a 4-year player in college, and tough pass to handle.
Rebounds and the efficiency with which LeBron and he put up their numbers. LeBron, of course, a 36-point triple-double. The efficiency of both men was striking last night.
Shout out to the Blazers, too, for the fight. And Melo and C.J. McCollum, how well they played.
Early part of this game, when Ibaka comes in, they change their coverages a little bit, but for Gasol, he likes to be in that free throw area.
Gasol, 35 years old, 3-time All-Star, long-time Memphis Grizzly. Here's Siakam driving, can't finish, and the Raptors. Lowry for 3. If it was Tice to touch it last, but Raptors have it. Nearing 8 minutes to go here on the 4th, trailing by 18 points. Van Vliet puts it on the floor. Lowry baseline cut off, tough angle to pass it, and it was off of Ibaka.
9th Celtic turnover. They've only turned that into 2 points. Very uncharacteristic of them.
Leading scorer for Toronto is Serge Ibaka with 12 points. Here's Van Vliet. Still cannot get untracked while Lowry reaching in.
What this guy does defensively night by night is great stuff.
Anunoby underneath. Gets the slam and a foul by Williams.
What would we call that? I don't know whether that's ice or heat, but something on his back. Ice. Thomas, it's ice.
Van Vliet got into the paint, missed the layup.
Changed.
Well, I mean, you got to take it to the basket aggressively, right? And I think we made a concerted effort to do that.
Jason Tatum has been keeping the Boston Celtics in this game. What do you need to do to stop him or at least slow him down in the 4th?
Yeah, we just got to close the space down a little bit.
By 12 late in the 3rd, the Raptors missed their last 7 shots of that quarter, and a cold start here to the 4th, but Powell takes care of that. A lot of times this year, he's the tallest guy on the floor for them. Good communication, too, between him and Williams as Lowry gets into the paint, scores at his foul.
The speed on the catch, that's a catch and dunk.
And Williams 10 for 10 in the series. As Brad Stevens told Malika Andrews at the end of the first quarter, he saved us in the first off the bench. Step back three, Anunoby on target.
Boy, again, level of verticality, quickness off his feet.
Here's Van Vliet, who's shot the ball very well here tonight with 9 points, 4 of 6 from the floor. Lowry to the wing, and the three won't go for the to fall. Jason Tatum on the board. Here's Van Vliet going around the Gasol screen. With the pump fake. Hits the 18-footer. Most of those coming here in the fourth. 16 of them. Boston by 1. Lowry coming off the screen. Now on a switch. You got Tice trying to guard Kyle Lowry, who penetrates and gets it to roll around and drop.
We've got to become an option for them.
Robert Williams is 8 of 8 from the field here in the series. Siakam kicks it into the paint, gets it swatted away by... Celtics dominated game 1, led by as many as 24, won by 18. Anunoby did his damage earlier from the perimeter. This time takes it inside. We got Lowry off the ball right now. Trying to set him up off the screens. Bad pass by Lowry. Too low for Van Vliet. 3 turnovers for Marcus Smart. Hasn't been as impactful on the offensive end as he was in game 1. Celtics have 7 points in the quarter, all scored by Tatum. The Raptors have only 6 points in the quarter.
Consistent. It's been a technical all year.
Lowry gets the free throw. Here he is now in the half court. Fouled by Jaylen Brown.
On the dribble drives of staying between their man and the basket and contesting without fouling.
Foul can't answer. Celtics.
Nick Nurse respects me, so I am going to come in and match their level of hustle and respect every single day. And Nick Nurse was also asked about Chris
in the playoffs. I said it in game 1. He has always had a knack for the timely ones, regardless of what his percentage has been.
He set the tone in game 1 in the first quarter with his 3-point shooting. Siakam in the paint. Couldn't get it to fall.
Tatum and Brown are doing their job. 14 and 11 between them. They got to find a way to get Kemba Walker going. He's 0 for 6. Remember, he dealt with that knee injury, or I shouldn't say injury, but knee issue. Like, they're going to need him to Serge more of a 3-point threat right now than Marc Gasol has been. Marc can make them, but Serge has been on fire.
Here's Siakam, got caught in the air, almost turned it over. Anunoby missed the 3 from the corner here in this series, other than Ibaka.
That's why the 63 points from the starters through the first 3 quarters has been critical tonight.
Van Vliet leaves it for Ibaka in the lane, was short. With 2 by Walker. Gasol in the paint, and offensive foul is called on Marc Gasol.
From just surviving their runs to controlling the next quarter.
Their pace is way better than our pace right now. We're walking all over the place. We got to play at a different level. Rob gave us a chance here. Now we'll see if we can go to a different level.
Thanks. Best of luck, guys.
Shooting. It's cooled a little bit, so you can tell he's trying to make sure they're staying confident offensively.
Here's Van Vliet for 3 from the wing. Got it. Fred Van Vliet. 4.5 to go. Boston by 6. Raptors have missed their last 8 3-pointers. Van Vliet 2 in a row. Good defense. Tatum getting the strip. Now it's 2. What Toronto or Milwaukee gets down, knowing that you have potentially 5 more games on a neutral floor, how you respond and what kind of an impact that has. Raptors also don't have the benefit of Jurassic Park here in these 2 games.
I feel like both credit in the world to Donovan and Jamal for the runs they're on. Like, I have to wonder what impact the no traveling, all basketball, all the time, every other day sort of schedule has on your ability to play at that level.
It's a great question. As Van Vliet misses the 3, certainly in the season, Anunoby, who's from England, his father is from Nigeria, but Came to the States, played at Indiana for Tom Crean. Missed all of last year's postseason with a ruptured appendix. He's made the most of the opportunity to join this championship team here in the 2020 run. Count them. Long three, Van Vliet off the heel, and Ibaka gets the rebound. And a bad pass there at the feet of Norman Powell.
And that's as bad as Kemba looks coming off that screen. That is his game right there. 63 made pull-up threes. He wasn't close.
He didn't miss the other night and didn't miss in game 4 when he scored 32 against Philly. Siakam seems a lot more aggressive offensively, but him on the floor. He picked up 3 fouls in the first 8 minutes of the game. We'll start with Siakam running the point here, and Jaylen Brown defending him on the opening possession. Lowry off the screen, drives on Tice, gets stuck in the paint. It was deflected, so no traveling violation. Lowry on Tatum, rejection by Tice.
Keep shooting it. 2 efficient threes that you've described as down and out.
Van Vliet, who has been quiet here in the third quarter, has now scored 14 at halftime. Siakam catch and shoot. Off target on the 3.
Just a commitment to what's right and wrong there from Jaylen Brown, and a humility to go and do it in a way that people will follow him.
Such an impressive young man. Both on and off the floor. He's got 5 points, 3 boards so far tonight. Siakam, pull-up jumper, in and out. And Serge Ibaka tried to get the wrist. Become a serviceable three-point shooter, and certainly more than serviceable when it comes to big-time moments.
Back to Marc Gasol.
Van Vliet, who struggled here in the second half after a big first one.
Well, that's a much more athletic, dynamic shot blocker than Enes Kanter. And obviously, from a matchup standpoint defensively, different level of activity.
He was 5 for 5 from the floor in game 1. 10 points in 19 minutes. Anunoby, I think Smart got a piece of that, and it's going to go to
60 points on the year, and that's what they've got already tonight is 60. So good sign. Now they've just got to finish it out. It's going so well. Traps him on that pick and roll. He hits Tice on the short roll. And the centers in the NBA have gotten so good.
He wanted to see that basketball just drop through the hoop. So we'll see if this gets him going now that he's been able to hit one here. He needs to step up for his team if they're going to win this game, guys.
Yeah, and it was a tough shot, Rebecca. A little sidestep 3 that rattled home. He's got 20. Now it's Van Vliet. Van Vliet. All tied at 68 now. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Lowry, little mid-range is true. 15 points, 8 rebounds in game 2, now in his 4th year. Been to the playoffs every year with Boston. Ibaka missed a 3. Brown with the rebound. Lowry and Gasol combining for 16 points. They've got them all. Ibaka on the floor for the first time. Gasol gets a breather. And there's a nice hit. Celtics now up 4. Well, Boston has figured it out here in the bubble. They've won 10 of 11. Norman Powell back on the floor. Toronto had 3 turnovers in a 4-possession stretch that all led to points, led to a quick 6-0 burst. Boston has their largest lead. Gasol gets inside, gets the friendly bounce.
And you're only down 1 after Kemba Walker had that huge first quarter. I think you got to feel pretty good, and you got to believe when you're one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league that eventually the ball's...
Just the one shot, that was a 3-point attempt. Powell picks up his 3rd foul. Siakam playing with 2 fouls as well. Walker on Anunoby goes right by him and throws it out of bounds.
Point game. Got to make them take tough shots like Siakam did the last possession with Jason Tatum.
Toronto has missed their last 5 shots. They are down 4 as we approach the 2-minute mark. Van Vliet passed up a 3. Nothing there, can't get by. Now Lowry does get by, goes to the hole and scores a tough. Has 12 now, leading all scores. Boston by 2 as we go under 3 minutes of this first quarter. Powell Patient finds Ibaka. Nice. Good two-man game.
Pull in on that rotation and give up that layup. Normally they'll be in the paint and make the ball come out.
OG Anunoby pounded by Tatum. Disrupted offensive set here for Toronto. Can they make something of it? And a hot pass, too hot to hit.
Knowing when to be aggressive when the attention is on me and when to find the open guy. And Stan, as you know, making the right read is one thing, but to make that read quickly is another. And that's where Brad Stevens says Tatum is really growing as a player. That right now,
Toronto 7 for 15 three-pointers here in the second half. Van Vliet playing with 5 fouls. That's a long 2. And Smart,
instead of throwing up a bad shot, stayed on balance, pivoted, finally found Jaylen Brown on the cut.
Van Vliet, long-range 3 is up. Can't get the bounce. Smart with and that massive record in all those playoff games. The storied history of the Celtics at 39-1. Toronto with a basketball, all tied at 25 here, under 2.5 in the first quarter. Anunoby gets deep, and it's denied by Williams. Another block shot for Boston. Shot clock at 2, and off the window. It won't.
In that triangle zone, those shots in the corner are going to be open, but it's a pick-your-poison thing. They're trying to take Tatum and Walker out and make guys like Grant Williams make shots.
Good passing, big to big.
Walker gets it. He's dropped off a little bit later, but used to be a premier shot blocker.
Lowry uses that body, that strength.
With Toronto off to a good start, the three's still not dropping. 0 for 4 here. They came in at 21 for 80 in the series, so now they're at 25% for the series.
So, of course, Hayward's return to the bubble, positive on so many different levels, Brian.
All right, thank you, Rebecca. Good reporting there, and the Celtics certainly glad to get him back in the mix this weekend after that ankle injury.
Gasol there, or Pau Gasol, for Marc Gasol there, and he gets around to his right hand and lays it in.
Celtics looking for a travel. Siakam gets it back. No call there. Little jump hook. No good. And Siakam actually going to be...
Again here tonight, B.A. Stan having that experience, that's what makes them dangerous.
And I think Rebecca and Stan, the great equalizer here in the bubble, not having to play at the Garden tonight. Different experience for them. Down 0-2. We'll see how they have responded. It's been a good start as Gasol scores in this game. 0 for 5, Stan, but his first made 3 of the night. And that's been a familiar theme for Boston in this series.
And with Jaylen Brown out, Toronto going some triangle and 2. And unfortunately, due to the pandemic, they don't get to experience it in their home arenas.
Away we go. Toronto will control the opening tip, and we are underway in Game 3. Eastern Conference semifinals. Lowry on the take and a foul.
Guards in the league and 2 guys who will do the best job of selling a call in the league.
Just going to recognize the officials in this day and age in the NBA. It is so tough
when that matchup gets changed.
Marcus Smart now with 12. He's had a tough night shooting. Gets out to go. Ibaka, the left hand, no. Into the hand in the fourth quarter. And it was a dismal shooting game for Walker until that fourth, when he made all 4 of his shots, including a three-pointer. And a whistle away from the ball.
We got to get back to being, more of an initiator, more aggressive, and I thought we saw that in the last couple minutes.
Toronto has struggled to hit shots, yet they made a couple big ones in that third quarter. You know they're desperate. You know they're hungry and capable. What's the focus of your defense to make sure?
That would have been a huge hit for the Celtics. Toronto only down 4 with the ball. Coming up on a minute left. Here's Lowry on the take. Lowry again.
His first big off the bench, but he mentioned that Kanter's role would be against Toronto's zone, that Kanter had good success against that.
Brown's got 10. We had a little bit of a surge here in the second quarter. Lowry, everything he scored has been inside. Blew a tire that time, comes up.
Probably the best pure shooter on this Toronto team. Nick Nurse just trying to find some shooting out here somewhere.
Has been search mode for Toronto in this series thus far. On the take, can't get it to go. Van Vliet gets it back, second chance opportunity, and finally, that'll be game one of that Western Conference semifinal round. TNT tomorrow, Bucks Heat. ESPN will have the nightcap, the Rockets and the Lakers. Houston holding on. He averaged 3 assists per game during the regular year. He had a 6-assist game and 34 points in game 2, did Jason Tatum. Nice guarding Ibaka. That one hit the rim and comes down. And Smart just plays so much bigger than his 6'3" frame.
Very strong guy.
Van Vliet, good to see one go through for him. Raptors need him to get loose. Good extra pass. Anunoby open for 3. Comes up short. 2 for 10 combined, these two teams, but hits from beyond the arc on the last 2. Lowry comes up empty. Robert Williams, the third regulation here in game 3. That ends a 10-2 run, Stan.
Yeah, but Toronto's defense has been good. They're starting to knock down threes, though the other attacking the closeout and then making the nice interior pass.
Double-double for Jaylen Brown. He's got 13 and 10 right now. He's been excellent defensively as well. Smart getting the Lowry assignment. There's the switch. Gasol, 4 touch it on this possession, and another bad miss was ticking down. Tice had to put one up.
And Tice is capable of making that shot. Not a great three-point shooter, but capable.
There's a 3-ball
to call at the end of the day. But look, you know, Brian, players will do whatever they can to get the call, and $5,000 certainly will not deter them if it helps them win a game.
Everybody's doing it. Lowry scores. Now in his 3rd year out of Duke, 3rd consecutive playoff run, just 22 years of age. Boston with a 7-point lead just underway in this second quarter. Lowry gets deep with Williams there, and Anunoby for 3, another cash.
And said with the bad boys, that would have been a play on.
Yeah, right. 11 turnovers for Boston. Lowry cross court. Here's Siakam now on the drive, met by Williams. Both Williamses. Patient. Finding Ibaka. Back inside. Siakam with 2 on the shot clock. He scored. Smart guarding Powell right now. Van Vliet. Hunting. Anunoby for 3. His first miss. Anunoby gets it again, and a little jumper is good.
3. He'd only been shooting 30% from 3 in the playoffs, but he is dangerous.
First hit of the second half for Walks.
It in the basket. They're struggling to shoot the ball. They're just putting their head down and attacking the basket. You know, our guys in the studio wanted to see an aggressive Jason Tatum in the second half, and they certainly have.
Offensive board, Ibaka. From behind the arc, he's 0 for 6 now. Now 1 for 11, Jaylen Brown. Both coaches only moves they're making here at the center position. Ibaka on the floor for the Raptors. No Gasol. We got Grant Williams on the floor for Boston. No Tice. Siakam, no. Tatum with a rebound.
Times in a row, so we just got to see their initial alignment a little better and at least get the thing set up.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Coach of the year of the NBA, and right on cue.
We're getting back and matching up defensively.
Toronto leading by a point coming to the end of this first quarter. Serge Ibaka hits a 3 for the Raptors. Goes up to you. Got a good game going here, and you figured it would be this way. At the 2 seed, the Toronto Raptors, and the 3 seed, the Celtics, as Lowry misses. Anunoby offensive board, and Kemba Walker. Underway in the third quarter in this key matchup here, as Toronto comes off the deck with that Anunoby game winner in game 3. Here's Siakam for 3. No, right into the hand.
Earned in the second half the other night. Look, for the first 10 quarters of this series, Toronto shot 26% from 3. In the last 3 quarters, they've shot 45% from 3.
OG Anunoby with the reverse, and he is fouled.
He had a little bit of a, I hope they go down mentality that he doesn't want to see in the second half, but he told us before the game, every team that goes deep into the playoffs has moments. Whether it's a game-winning shot.
He's been my favorite, and you know, as I've gotten older and been able to build a relationship with him and learn some things from him, has been a dream come true.
After dreaming of it his entire life, Jason.
This is something we just have to be alert to. How do you eat an elephant? Right?
and it's one bite at a time is the right answer, right? Because there's no other way. Smart said it today, live in the moment. You're not winning the game in the first minute of the second half. Now, you can't let the tone that's set against us again.
Still in three-point shooting team, third best in three-point makes in the regular season. They were top 5 in three-point percentage, and he figured it would come around at some point, and it did. Here's Lowry working inside. No. And Lowry, it's a bounce.
Making their threes, and Boston can't make any. That is what has changed in this series.
Jaylen Brown is 0 for 5. All 5 of those three-point tries have been from the corners. Dump it inside. Siakam, he's got Brown on him. Siakam rises up, and he gets the friendly bounce.
And we've got 3 guys for Toronto who haven't come out of the game yet, and I don't think they will. Van Vliet, Siakam, and Lowry. Siakam and Lowry went the distance in the second half in Game 3.
Ibaka and Norman Powell running with these 3 starters. Siakam taking Tatum down. What great defense, but a foul.
Because the screen was out so high, he went under, and Kemba just knocked down a deep 3.
Back-to-back possessions with 3-pointers. Lowry answers for the ref.
You're going to foul. So you've got to just stay on balance, get up and get as good a contest as you can, but not be coming forward toward the shooter.
Toronto can take their biggest lead of the game with a bucket here. It has been 11 thus far. Powell on the drive. Remember, Brown's got foul trouble, and that's going to go the other way.
Tatum got him right on the sideline. Interesting defensively for Toronto to go to that right off the bat.
Tatum scoring just 15 points in Game 3, and here's Siakam misses on the three-pointer. The three-point shot stays.
He's getting the matchups he wants. They have played Lowry on him. There he got Van Vliet. He's being aggressive going to the basket, and he's using his size.
Here's Lowry, too strong on the 3. Lowry.
Time there is a jump ball off a held ball from Jason Phillips. We go to 24 on the clock. I did not know that. I should know that. I did not.
Here's Lowry with Tice. He draws the foul. After that buzzer-beating effort by Anunoby. Anunoby continues to sit. Here's Van Vliet. Pull up. No good. Tatum with a rebound.
Because there's not too many things we can do with this day and age that are nonpartisan. But that one is, as Toronto here will hold for the last shot.
They lead it by 8. Siakam trying to turn the corner. He puts up a 3-ball. No good. Ogilvy with a rebound.
Walk in the mornings, and it's actually dark when we start our walk. Those would be perfect.
Clearing out all of the reptiles on the walk. Van Vliet pulls it back. He's got Tice on him now. Toronto searching for that mismatch. They switch it down underneath. Van Vliet fighting Siakam in the corner. In and out it goes. Offensive board. Anunoby. Shot, the game winner from OG Anunoby. Put the blame on himself in his post-game press conference. He's trying to check Siakam here. Siakam just powers his way in with the left. Marc Gasol back on the floor with 5 fouls. It's been mostly Ibaka. Van Vliet all the way in. Van Vliet, tough shot. No. Tatum with a rebound.
Back. I mean, he's just a guy you always have to account for on the offensive glass.
American Express halftime report is coming your way next. The gang is back. Ernie, Kenny, Charles, and Shaq. Another one missing.
Attacking the basket. That's now 40 points in the paint against a team that is second in the league in giving up the fewest paint points. So not easy to attack the Raptors in the paint, but Boston's done it tonight to stay in a game where they just can't make perimeter jump shots.
Oh, Siakam got it. Raptors trying to even this series at 2 apiece after their miracle on Thursday.
I'm not sure if I were Toronto, if I would have pulled the ball out there.
Van Vliet misses a 3. Boston a chance. Quarter.
But going back to your point, Toronto has 17 second chance points, and Boston just picks up 2 right there, but it's 17-6 on second chance points.
Van Vliet open and buries the 3.
Thing he can to get a call. That's 2 flops in a matter of a minute. Great competitor, but man, you get a little tired of watching him flop all over the place.
Here's Gasol, big
rotations to be there on time. Kyle Lowry reads the play from the weak side very, very well.
Third foul on Kemba Walker. Brown is on the bench with 4 fouls for Boston. Gasol, the middle of the wagon wheel, finds Anunoby. Walker with the 9-point performance in Game 3. 2-1 series lead for Boston. It's a 4-point game here. VanVleet with Kemba Walker on him. Now Gasol comes, 2-man game. And a 3-pointer is up, in and out for VanVleet. Tatum with the rebound.
OG Anunoby had never been there before, and he still acted like he had.
He's a good actor. Oh, that was quite a moment. Inside coming out of the timeout. Nice cut to the basket. Next time it comes up.
Hey, I know trying to beat that thing was hard, and not very many people have gotten good shots against that. There's no such thing as a Williams right at the rim. Little frustration on the part of Toronto coaches on the sideline.
Williams has had some power dunks in this series already. Here's Anunoby for 3, and he's got it. Oh, threes. He's got 14 in the game. 8-point Toronto lead with the ball. Gasol. Great pressure. Someone. Now it's VanVleet, timeout. Fine, and yet Kemba Walker was doing all the damage last night. And if not for the OG Anunoby shot, it would have been Walker's dish to Tice, who had the dunk to put him up 2 with half a second left. That would have been the story.
Yeah, in half a second, he lost his hero status.
VanVleet misses. Does have
box and 1. Because Tatum has been so aggressive to try to not give him any more lanes to drive the ball.
Toronto hit 3 consecutive threes on the way to the end of the third quarter. And here is Lowry. Oh, tough shot.
Who are going to play all 24 minutes here in the second half.
Siakam, VanVleet, Lowry, all up over 40 minutes currently. Gasol with those 5 fouls back on the floor. Lowry working off the screen. Lowry the pull-up. No. Anunoby kept it alive, but into first lead of the night for the Celtics as we approach the 2-minute mark. And nice lead, and Siakam.
Transition. And after Muggsy had gone by P.J. Brown about 10 straight times, and P.J. Brown was an outstanding defender and could really move his feet for a big guy. P.J.
Piped in crowd noise drops down. You can hear everything on the floor, and I mean everything. Thomas turns the corner, pulls up, and I just felt like
you did not need to go there. We could have just talked about he made his major league debut. Mike, I wouldn't have done that to you. I wouldn't have done it. I would have just left it at the major league debut. It was a feel-good story the way I presented it. And then your brother ruined standing. Toronto just not able to come up with good shots. So you talk about it a lot of times being a make-or-miss league. When we're talking about that, we're talking about teams getting good shots, and you have to make them when you get them, like Siakam did just then.
A couple of free throws. No points over 3 minutes for the Raptors. They are 2 of 14 from the field. Boston's on an 11-2 run now, and they lead it 16-5 here in the first quarter. Powell on the take, and it's blocked by Tice.
So first he has to talk to the league and tell them exactly what he was doing while he was away from the bubble. Was he getting tested every day? Where did he go? And also, did he fly in private or commercial? All those things affect
Walker. So Walker with his first bucket of the game. A 5-0 start here for Boston.
Kemba Walker coming out of game 4 said he needed to be more aggressive. The fact that he only took 9 shots was not going to be good enough.
Each team with their big 3, and all eyes on those top 3 players. That's a nice kick to Anunoby. Corner 3 ounce. There's Lowry now. Gives it up, VanVleet.
When it's interesting with Boston, they've had Tatum on Lowry for most of the series. Tonight, Marcus Smart gets the call, though they still switch everything.
About racial injustice initiatives, and we've heard his voice a great deal. He has used his voice. .com or visit the NBA app. ESPN taking over on Wednesday. It's the scoring story for Toronto. A franchise playoff matching low, 11 points in the first quarter. And Boston up 23 here. Van Vliet throws up a prayer. He draws the foul.
Be able to give up your body and make plays.
Here's Van Vliet now. He fires up a three. Tatum with a rebound.
Me as a coach, all you're thinking is, we got to keep going on this. We've got to put this away. You don't take anything for granted.
Toronto with the ball as Powell sends it out into the corner. Terrence Davis. No, and there's Williams.
He moved OG Anunoby to the middle of that a couple of games ago to take away Tatum's flash to the middle.
Siakam with Gasol trailing. Had 7 assists in the game. Also chipped in with 4 rebounds.
And the other 4 starters, though, still on the floor with Boston. The lead stays right here. I think we will see that change
out there in St. Louis, and the legendary Cardinal Lou Brock passing away, and the great uncle of our colleague over at Bleacher Report, Taylor Rooks.
He fits in so well with this basketball team that you almost forget he spent his first 8 years in Charlotte, made the transition really seamlessly, and we asked Coach why. He said, quote, he's an engine. He's using his voice. He's not afraid to say anything to anyone. And one thing we've seen all the way through is he's everywhere. He's chasing every screen. He's diving on.
When he's open, he's a very, very good shooter.
He averages about 2 3-points attempted per game. That's in the regular season. Shot it at 36% this year. That's going to be a foul.
And you just got to keep playing this way for 48 minutes.
Off of all the Toronto misses, how critical is it to push the pace and not let them set up in that half-court defense?
Yeah, it's been good. And then our second drives have been good, and we've gotten some really good looks.
He worked so hard defensively there. Kimba went to that step back and created about 10 feet of space for that 3.
Hey, you know what you speak. You toured the good land.
Timeouts, the athletic training staff massages the outside of the left knee out. They put some ointment on it as well, so keep an eye out.
All right, thanks a lot, Ali. Good report. We'll watch for that. That foul on Lowry, not Powell there. 35-19. What a start for the Celtics. Looking inside to Ibaka. He saw Grant Williams check into the game.
He's going to go up and contest every shot. He's going to run hard all the time. He's going to be on the offensive glass. And he can make an occasional 3. This guy's going to be not a good one.
Three-pointer up, Van Vliet. Can't get it to go. Team USA, with these particular 4 players who are their go-to players and the ones that can and have delivered in the clutch.
Well, I think it absolutely helped because chemistry is developed on the court. And, you know, you'll hear teams talk about it all the time. Oh, we go to dinner together.
Jaylen Brown with 14 points now. He's come out aggressive. Hit his first 3-pointer of the game. Easily gets to the hole there. And Lowry willing to show some courage. And Allie LaForce showing some courage. You waited for Nick Nurse at the halftime locker room, Allie.
VA, it's my teammates who carry me, my friend. You and Stan both. Thank you very much. You're too sweet. Coach Nurse was really calm and very collected at halftime. I didn't know what we were going to see. Probably like Stan would be, right? In a game like this, calm and collected, no emotion. He said we have to play faster and with speed, so you guys have noticed it already. They're pushing the pace.
Team USA. Brad Stevens gives a lot of credit to Greg Popovich, who was the national coach, and pushing those particular players, the Boston 4, into better defensive principles and getting them to think about it in a little different way. Here's Van Vliet for 3, and he knocks it down. So our own tease from Charles Barkley. He did call Boston winning this one, and he was right. Maybe his luck is turning around.
It could be ready to go on a run.
Stanley Johnson.
Game in a game 5 that means so much, to come out with as little defense and as little aggressiveness as they did is surprising.
Siakam's been the hot hand here in the second half. Smart is on with 3 fouls. Little turnaround. No good. Siakam, in the early going here. Toronto with the second best record in the East at 53-19 in the regular season. Good look inside. Anunoby. Oh, he missed the layup. The putback no. Gets his own again. Falls to his back.
Does a great job, and of course Tatum makes that one.
Boston is holding Toronto to single digits as we come to the end of this first quarter. Van Vliet for 3. No.
And give away a possession like that, not good.
It's been 5-5 for Toronto. Boston's held Toronto just 5 made field goals and forced 5 turnovers. That's the 6th.
Last game 4, had a lot of good looks and just didn't make them. But in this game, so far as Ibaka...
quarter, Boston really struggled behind the arc. Toronto would pull away and win the game in game 4 by 7. 193 was the final score. And the Raptors coming back with back-to-back wins in this series. That's going to be off.
Marcus Smart is a home run hitter in every sense of the word. And we saw that huge fourth quarter in game 2 that turned.
Gave him a little ISO, let him play one-on-one with OG and lulled him to sleep and elevated.
Van Fleet can't get it to fall. Van Fleet should... Van Fleet has come alive here in the third. In so many big playoff games last couple of years, but throws that one away, and a loose ball foul win. Several players have played 49 minutes, a host of players 45 plus. Ball poked away. Jaylen Brown throws it on the block. Good read by Smart to Tice. Smart's second triple-double of his career. 20 points, 10 assists, 11 rebounds. Celtics by 2. Siakam. Jumper. Got it. It's been a struggle all night. Stat lines in this game.
And you want to give credit to the defense, which they deserve at times. And then there's other times with just missing shots.
Van Fleet drives. Tyson
will walk in the Big East tournament in Madison Square Garden.
Approaching 2 minutes remaining in OT. Fred Van Fleet with Tice chasing him. Van Fleet drives baseline. Kicks it out to Powell. Corner 3. Ties the game.
Good looks. That's 3 straight wide open threes.
Tice the latest to find the open man. Van Vliet chased by Walker. Ibaka elbow jumper. Too strong, and Marcus. He's got 17 points already. And we're still just over 4 minutes gone by here in the second.
And what do I know? This Raptor team has played boxing 1 and won a championship. I think tonight it's hurting them. Boxing 1 on Kemba Walker has created openings and allowed, as Lowry knocked down, makes the right read to Tice.
Gasol hesitated on the 3 as Tice closes out. Now puts it on the floor, and Tice with his second foul. It's for Marcus Smart. He had a 21 points in game 1, 19 points in game 2. Siakam tripped up.
Well, I just thought we got outplayed. The 6-point play by Van Fleet obviously got the game going in their direction. We did a good job of getting back in it. Now we just got to play possession to possession.
Kemba, just 3 points. How much more do you need?
He's a guy that's going to demand more minutes as we move forward, and even moving forward, talking about next season. He has earned the right to play extended minutes.
The second-year player, only 22 years old, Norman Powell. Nice fake to get rid of one for Tatum. He's done a lot of other things, 11 rebounds and 6 assists. Gasol for 3. The Raptors 7.
Both of these coaches think this is winning time. You got Tatum, Lowry, and Siakam all have not had the break. Set up, they set the screen and roll to get Van Fleet on Tatum and take advantage of that matchup.
Anunoby goes inside, misses the layup. Tice deflects it right to Kemba Walker. Here in the bubble, boy, do we miss hearing from both of them. It's just not the same without hearing their voices calling games.
So 2 legends, and I know we throw around great quite frequently as announcers, but deservedly so in those guys' cases. Legends and terrific individuals.
Powell drives at Walker, shut off nicely there. Robert Williams is in the game. Van Vliet cannot hit iron.
You want to go 2 for 1. You want to get a good shot and put yourself in position to get another possession.
Van Vliet to Powell. Siakam calling for it. Isolated with Jaylen Brown. Gets into the paint to drive the layup. He missed it. Rebound Marcus Smart. Lowry's got 24. 5 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. Lowry finds out an open.
It was close. I'm surprised they didn't look at it, as a matter of fact.
All right, thank you, Steve Javin.
But Mike, talking to what you said, he's not a dirty player, but I wouldn't put it past him to make that play and go underneath.
Well, he knocks Knocks down a three and keeping things up and force a game 7. Desperately trying to make sure their season does not end tonight. Siakam gets it down low, brings it back out, flips it up, shot short.
Presence blocking shots, running the floor and finishing at the rim.
Powell pulls up. Nice shot off. Smart
sells the shot fake, gets the defender in the air.
His 6th three-pointer of the game. Anunoby chase off the three-point line, spins back up top to Powell. Puts it in! Powell from downtown, and we're tied again! A number of guys who are good three-point shooters who have struggled, who could erupt at any time. Siakam, 1 for 7 tonight. Gets inside, count it, and 8 assists for Tatum. 3-point game midway through the 4th. The defending champs looking to force this game 7. Lowry surveying, trying to get some contact. Van Vliet jab step, now drives, gets into the paint, off balance, flips it up and in. And they lead by 4. Lowry drives, hesitates, goes back up top. Powell lines up a 3. Won't go, and that ends. So in terms of penalties here, you shoot on the 14 foul. Each team gets 2 timeouts in the overtime. Lowry straight on 3. Shot won't go. Jaylen Brown. Lowry. Anunoby straight on 3. Bang! OG Anunoby in the... No question. Siakam. Drives down the lane, running left.
Jason Tatum. I mean, he is going to be a special talent for a long time to come.
Celtics by 7. Ojeleye, good defender. He's on Siakam. Now switches up on Van Vliet. Ball is kicked, so a reset.
Turns down the shot, makes the right read.
Lowry with a huge bounce back game after the rough one in game 5 the other night. Van Vliet gets into the paint, kicks it back out, pass deflected. Big moments. As with 3 minutes remaining in a 4-point game. Lowry for 3. Rebound, Anunoby.
He kept on Siakam to defend him. I'm the Celtics. I got other options.
Siakam took a soul. Little easy. Smart hits the free throws. Smart got first team NBA All-Defense, 2nd straight year, and boy does he deserve it. Thomas off the screen, shot won't go.
The leader of a team, you got to be truthful with them and expect more.
Well, they showed their toughness and resiliency all last year during the playoffs. They did it this year as well, regular season and here in this series. But now here tonight, facing elimination. Quick shot inside on a foul whistle. Tatum, meanwhile, gets that one to go, and it's back to 1. Lowry hoists a long trade. That's good. Rattles home.
The basketball to Jaylen Brown early, so he had room to make a play.
Jaylen Brown had a poor game 4, but 27 points in game 5 and off to a terrific start here tonight. Siakam against Brown. Left-handed shot in and out. Anunoby the rebound. Lays it back up and in.
Celtics, I cannot allow Tatum and Brown to be the playmakers offensively. Force other guys to score the rock.
Anunoby. Stolen.
4-point game. Toronto with the ball in the lead. Second quarter action here. Game 7. Winner headed to the Eastern Conference Finals at a date with the Miami Heat on Tuesday night. Anunoby took a peek at the clock with 2 on it. Misses. Ibaka offensive rebound. Ibaka scores. This was at 90, just a shade over 90 in the last game, and we've seen as the defensive pressure has picked up with every game, Stan, the intensity of the players. There's been a lot of jawing back and forth. We've got Flock Cam standing by as well as Kyle.
But it has frustrated Kemba Walker and certainly taken him out of his rhythm.
Raptors lead by a point. Van Vliet hits a 3 points, despite being 1 of 6 from behind the arc.
But again, he stays very active, moving without the ball to get himself that shot. I like Jaylen Brown. These are the moments for your stars. Game 7 here, and Jason Tatum is making the most of it.
Powell for 3 in the corner. Nice find by Lowry.
Series, three-point shooting has determined the outcome throughout, and tonight Boston off to a very slow start from deep.
Coming off the offensive foul by Jason Tatum. Boston got off to a good start shooting, 9 for 17, but 2 for 13 in the last 8 minutes.
Difficult shots.
Potential Shaqtin' a Fool candidate right there, Stan. Mark that one.
It very well could be on the list.
Van Vliet, he's had the hot hand. Van Vliet on the drive, taking on Williams, using the body. And
energetic around the basket as anybody we've seen.
Williams is 22 years of age. He's been a factor in this series, taking the minute in the second quarter in a 5-minute span. Toronto turned it over 6 times. They've got another one of those stretches going right here with 6 turnovers. 10-point game. Needs something to happen, and Norman
Breeze conferred there, Scott Foster and Zach Zarba, but neither one of them saw the ball deflected. You don't see it hit. You certainly can't make the call. Ball goes to Toronto.
Scott Foster in his 26th year. Zach Zarba could have gone either way. One they would certainly look at. You get to the fourth quarter under 2 minutes. But it belongs to Toronto. They are down 3. And here's Van Vliet. He's got it with a mid-range combined in the both overtime periods for Norman Powell. He was excellent helping Toronto to the victory.
Well, and if you were watching it, it just appeared that he by far had the most energy and athleticism on the floor. Everyone else was dead tired.
Good looking. Approaching the 2-minute mark. Toronto down 6 with the ball. Lowry, a little hesitation. Now he goes to the basket. Left-handed layup for Kyle Lowry.
He does.
4-point game. Here's Lowry again. Goes to the hole. Tights back on the floor. And Lowry can't get it to go. Boston outscoring Toronto 9-2 here in this fourth quarter. It was a 1-point game at the end of the third. 9.5 to go in this fourth. Lowry, tough 3. Williams with the rebound. Approaching the 4-minute mark. Van Vliet at the controls. He and Lowry with Powell, Gasol, and OG Anunoby. Lowry steps inside. Mid-range jumper, no good. There's Tatum with another rebound.
It's going to be scary to the other coaches in the Eastern Conference.
Tatum had 9 assists in Game 6. Career high. He's got 7 tonight. He's 3 assists away from a triple-double. Van Vliet gives it up. Gets it right back. Shot clock at 5. He'll pull a 3. Oh, big hit.
Where Kemba Walker can get his opportunities. He got his first bucket in transition. He got that open shot in transition. They're going to be in man-to-man off of missed shots. He is not going to get great. Kemba Walker can get his opportunities if they'll set pick and rolls for him in transition. They've done that now, and he's got a chance. He's not going to get much against that box and 1.
15-2 is the run for Boston. Gasol inside is fouled.
Getting the contact and getting it in the basket.
Well, he cleared both Gasol and Lowry. Smart's having a great series. He's shooting it so well from behind the arc, and single-handedly won Game 2 for Boston with his fourth quarter prowess. Boston won the first 2 games. Toronto won the next 2. And they LA. And here is Toronto with a chance to advance. And it's so interesting, Coach, this entire series and this game. It feels like Boston should have put it away, should be running away, and yet Toronto is hanging around. They're only down 4. And Lincoln only down 2.
And corner 3, and again, Marcus Smart figures in, creating that shot off of penetration.
An 11-0 Boston run. 3.5 on the game clock. They were down 12. Van Vliet for 3, short. Brown with a rebound.
Nick Nurse today, what he was most concerned about was their start to the game. That they had to get off to a good start and at least be in the game in the first quarter.
10-0 run for the Celtics. Toronto's missed their last 5 here. 16-7 here, Boston. 5.5 remaining in this first quarter. Siakam gets it deep up and over Williams, but he disrupted that. Also expecting a child, the Haywards, so that's certainly on his mind as well. A child that is due at the end of September. But it's been impressive what Boston's been able to do here in the bubble without Hayward. Tice, a 2 for Tatum. Boy, Toronto just somehow they stay in it. Here's Van Vliet. Brown is on him. Toronto down 3. Shot clock down to 9. Van Vliet will get it set up with Ibaka. 2-man game here. Now Williams on the switch. He's an excellent defender. Van Vliet puts up a prayer, and it's into the hands of Walker.
They're playing great, and for Toronto, they're going to go to the bench to both Siakam and Norman Powell. This is going to be as early as we've seen Norman Powell lately. But Pascal Siakam just continuing to struggle in this series.
Big shot by.
You would be at home in Toronto with those crazy fans.
Yeah.
Where do you generate the energy tonight when things are so quiet in Game 7?
Well, I mean, I think what's at stake has to generate everything for you, right? This is what it's all about, Game 7. And
well, the 12th steal for Boston turns into 2 more points. They've got 30 now off turnovers. 17 giveaways, and make it 18 as Lowry throws.
And try to find out where the differences are in wins and losses and between these two teams. And in this series, it all comes back to shooting threes.
Gasol misses a 3. Did make a couple of.
Up a little bit. We'll be better.
You talked about how you wanted to involve your bench early for some quick turns. How did that flow feel for you?
Good. Good.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Coach.
Short and sweet from Brad Stevens.
At times in this series, but been better tonight, and Toronto has really had trouble taking care of the ball.
4 minutes to go in the 4th. Lowry probing, gives it up. Siakam looks hesitant. Now Siakam goes to work. Siakam with a finish. Wow. It's at the free throw line tonight. Toronto down 6 with the ball. Game 7 of this Eastern Conference semifinal round. The winner moving on to take on Miami Tuesday. Siakam gets to the middle. Grant Williams is on him. Siakam gets his own and puts it back.
Came on a sprint across the court. Great effort by Scott Foster to get there and get that call changed.
Lowry gives it back to Powell. He's got Tatum on him. Powell pulls the string back. Now the switch with Smart. Powell goes to the hole. No. And Siakam there to keep it alive. Bodies up.
Well, how Boston made their run in the second quarter was by forcing turnovers, and now we see back-to-back turnovers by the Celtics, giving Toronto a chance to cut this to 1 or to tie it.
Ibaka back on the floor. Got Smart on him. Just powers his way in. Scored.
Doing off of these turnovers and off of their defense, attacking in transition, not having to play against set defense all the time. Jason Tatum able to get all the way to the rim.
It's a 7-0 burst for the Celtics in this quarter. Tice.
A game where both teams are pretty physical defensively.
Saw our friends from the AEW in the virtual crowd as well. Gatchasaurus. On to take Siakam with playoff games.
Well, Toronto's got to get Kyle Lowry going. He's averaged 28 points a game in their 3 wins in the series, 14 points a game in their losses, and he's done nothing so far tonight with only 3 points. Siakam.
Boy, Toronto had been careful in the series with the ball, committing only 13 turnovers a game, but Stan, in that 5-minute span, they had 6 turnovers. They had 10 overall, 7 in the second quarter as Gasol comes up short.